Good morning, everyone, and I'm back with a deeper impartation. I am on Apple platform, and I'm also on Buzzsprout. But before I get into it, deeper impartation was given to me by God. I don't know why He chose that title for me, but that was the title He chose, and that was the title I ran with. I have a little backstory to come along with it. So these past 3 years, my son, he was incarcerated, and there was a lot going on with me, going through my pruning stages, breaking down, shedding old skins, not going back to familiar things, a lot. And it has not been an easy journey for me. Just a year and a half ago, I was just living, God moved me from Pennsylvania to Georgia. And when I moved from Pennsylvania to Georgia, I was alone. I had no family. I knew no one. I'm basically was really what you say. You really have to trust God. I'm talking about trust Him to the fullest. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have no family out there. I wasn't close to family. I was literally miles and miles away from my family. I had no friends. It's just me and my children. That's all that was there. And God, of course, because God was there the whole entire way. No matter what it might look like, God was there for me the whole entire way. So in the process of that, I would read my scriptures. I sit outside in my backyard, and, God would just download into me, pour into me. And that was my intimacy with God. I felt like that was a sabbatical in a way, where it was just like the year He gave me to take off just to be with Him. So let's fast forward a little bit. I moved into an apartment. An apartment I moved into was no good. And it was crazy how I got the apartment, because it was only God's timing, When I got the apartment, first of all, the man told me I didn't even qualify for the apartment, which was so ironic, because he was like, he needed these amount of pay stubs. And at the time, I was not working when I was in Pennsylvania. So being that I was not working when I was in Pennsylvania, I didn't have the pay stubs. So I only had my, what do you call it? My check that, what I can't remember at the moment right now, but it's okay. Okay. Basically my income taxes, sorry. So I had my income taxes, or whatever the case may be. And that was all I had. I had my income tax transcript, and that was it. So I'm sitting, I went to take myself out to eat, or whatever the case may be. And my sister, I called my sis, and I'm telling my sis, like, yo, sis, I don't know what's going on. I'm ready to give up, this, that, and the third. And I'm just going in. So whatever. So what I did was I said a prayer. And when I said the prayer, I prayed over my paper. When I prayed over my paper or whatever, I submitted it, and I submitted the application along with the application fee. Let me tell you something about God. I really, really was on edge, didn't have it, anything like that. But let me tell you, I trusted God through the process. So I'm sitting at Taco Mac. The food was disgusting. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't like it, but hey, let me tell you, this is just God. So as I'm sitting there or whatever, I get a call. The first call was like, oh, Miss Fulton, you don't qualify, this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, thank you, for taking time out to read my application. 3 minutes later, I'm not going to say 3 minutes, 2 seconds later, let me show you when God showed favor. When God showed favor to me, what happened was the man called me right back and was like, Sierra, how fast can you get here within a couple of minutes to, he's like, we're about to close. And how fast can you get here with the checks and everything for the rent? So I'm looking, I'm like, wow, that's only God. So I went, I got the checks or whatever, and they waited for me because I still owed like $500 more. So they were closing. Mind you, they were closing. So in the process of them closing or whatever the case, I'm like, let me hurry and take these checks there. I had to pay for an Uber or whatever out of town. Let me go do this, do that. I don't know where the supermarkets are, what take it. So I asked, I asked someone like, where's the supermarket that, that does the money orders. So someone told me where the store that does the money orders. Someone told me about where I could get it, and it was, come to find out, it was like right in the neighborhood where I needed to be. So I'm like, okay, I went, took the man, and he's like, oh, you still owe $500. Okay, I went back to the same store. He waited for me, and then I signed off on my lease. Let me tell you. And then what made it so bad, it's around the same time that, okay, when I was, okay, I'm speeding. Let me slow down. Okay, so I gave the man all of the paperwork and stuff that I needed or whatever. After I handed him my paperwork, I'm not going to lie to you, I left the next day to come back to Pennsylvania. So he was sending me things online. As he was sending me things online, the devil's a liar. As he was sending me things online, like for my lease for me to sign online, do you know that that's the same time that the boat crashed into the Maryland Bridge? So now that was one of the ways I had to take to get there to Georgia, because I have to go through the DMV section. Make a long story short, I got there. I finally got there. They telling me like, Ciara, we need you to come, da da da, or this, you're gonna have to pay the rent again, and da da da. So I'm like, okay. So I finally left. Me and my children finally left, and that was the start of a new beginning. When we left, when we finally got there, did y'all know it took us a day and a half to get there, but we got there by the grace of God. I'm telling you, I walked into the office, and let me tell you how God is. The lady that was in there, her name was Miss Eunice, I'm telling you, and it was called the Arbors. The lady, Miss Eunice, was so nice. She sat in there and she waited for me. I kept texting her the whole time, like, I'm on my way. I'm just waiting. The crazy thing about it is, I was so exhausted, so tired. I walked into the office with a pair of socks on my feet. I took my sneakers off. I took my slippers off. When I say my hair was all over my head, but by the grace of God, me and my family made it. We made it because I was obedient. And I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know, I'm just like, I'm out here. God, I made it. I'm being obedient. And sometimes when God sends people to you, I'm not going to say sometimes, whenever God sends somebody to you, take heed. Take heed. Because if it wasn't for my sister to speak life into me, because the enemy thought he had me caught up. He did. And if I had stayed in Pennsylvania, it would have got worse. I was supposed to have been left Pennsylvania years ago. But me being disobedient delayed, but I wasn't denied. It wasn't easy because it was like I left another life behind me. And the only thing I kept thinking was, dang, my son is incarcerated. My son is in Pennsylvania. What am I going to do now? But not thinking that, guess what? The same son I have, God created. The same person I am, God created. And God got me just like he got him. I didn't think like that. I wasn't thinking like that. So I'm like, dang, okay. Now what I'm going to do? I had to jump out on that leap of faith. You got to have faith. You got to know, even in the struggle that we're all going through right now. Everybody, we're worried about the SNAP benefits. But if God said, I will provide, why are we worried? Here I am, a living testimony of what God can do. And believe me, there's many more other stories. There's many more other stories. But this is just one, and I felt like I was led to share. God did it for me. He could do it for you. Trust him. Trust God through everything. When I say everything, trust God through everything. It's not easy, trying to be a prophet of God. It's not easy trying to walk into this calling. Do y'all know how much backlash we get? Y'all see, a lot of people think that we just walking out and this is just it. And it's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to change my life. And that's it. And we ain't going to have no worries. No, honey. It don't work like that. You get hit, you get gut punched, you get black eyes, you get dragged, your dreams sometimes try to get stolen, your identity try to get stolen, family members are turned against you, you got friends that are try to come for you, but at the end of the day, the one and only true living God is the only person that you're supposed to serve. It don't matter how people get persecuted for God all the time for loving God. We're getting persecuted for it. All over the world. I don't knock anybody else, but I'm telling you me. I'm telling you my story, my testimony. We are overcomers by our testimony. And I'm not going to even lie. I've been sitting on this for a while. And I'm like, you know what, God? Today I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. There's breakthrough at the end. Just believe. Believe he can do it and he will do it. I'm telling you, I am a testimony. Wait till you hear the other part. Wait till you hear the other part. And I'm going to show you how God brought me back 360 degrees full circle. Wait till you hear the other part. And no, my son isn't home, so if that's what you're thinking, no. But just wait till you hear my other part of my journey. And where I am today is what's going to shock you. I love you guys. Stay blessed. Stay safe. It is Halloween. But please be safe. And if you are going trick-or-treating, please pray over your children. Pray that they enter homes that are safe. I pray that you guys stay safe. We living in a world that is not safe. But God is safe. Jesus died on the cross. We're safe in his arms. Enjoy your day.